Wow, very oily. Wow, my head is so big, like this is a fake. Refreshing. I see I connect the remote internet thing. So this means start already. Yeah. Oh, profile people. Wow. The comments. Oh, I can see comments here. Hello. Hello, my kids. Give me a few seconds. Hello, everybody. Let me see who's here. What level are we doing today? Today is P1, P2 level. Tomorrow is your Olympiad. Oh. Okay, we still got 3 more minutes. We'll start, okay? Start at 7 sharp. Okay. Hmm? Still got 1 more minute. Sayang, sayang. Still got 1 minute. Sayang. Hello. Wow. Okay, 7 o'clock. I think we shall start now. So most of the P2 kids, right, you already finished your SASMO and SMKC. How was it? If it is easy, maybe you can type it easy. If it is hard, you can type it hard. How was this? SASMO and SMKC, how was it? Okay, so after SASMO and SMKC, do you know what is the next competition you can join? Next Math Olympiad competition you can join? Let's see our slide. Okay, so today we are going to introduce new Math Olympiad competition, right? This is our content for the slides today. So part 1, I will go through with you what are the various Math Olympiad competition we can join. And part 2, we'll talk about what is IHC. Now I don't want to tell you what is IHC, but I will reveal later what is IHC. Part 3, I'm going to do an analysis and give you some sample questions on IHC. And lastly, we got part 4, how to prepare this IHC. Are you ready? Okay, are you ready? Oh, you're okay. No Chinese. Okay, so let's see the first one. Math Olympiad competitions that each grade can participate. So most of today we are going to talk about P1 and P2, mainly in P1 and P2. Okay, so let's see this one, the red color one. Can you see that? So last month, April and May, you already finished. Sorry, March and April, you already finished SMKC and SASMO, right? For P1 level, SMKC and SASMO. What are the next competition? TASMO and IHC. Anyone have any idea what is TASMO? Anyone have any idea what is TASMO? TASMO, the name is Think Academy Singapore Math Olympiad. It's organized by Think Academy. It is the most difficult one among all of this. Among the same level, this is most difficult competition. But that is not a key point today. Today we are talking about the coming Math Olympiad competition, IHC. What is this IHC? Do you have any idea? Let's look at it. P1, P2, P3, P4, P5. All grade, we have this IHC. It's new competition here. What is it? Okay. None of you heard that before, so that's why I'm going to tell you what is this. Information regarding IHC. IHC, full name, International Hope Cup. Let's see the slide here. The Hope Cup was founded in China in 1990. It is aimed at most students in primary school, focusing on the basic knowledge of math and is committed to guiding students to learn the most important content of school math courses. Over the past 30 years, more than 20 million students, take note, 20 million students have participated. Okay, let me mark out the key point. 20 million students have participated in this competition. It is also one of the most influential mathematics competition with the largest number of participants in China. So can you imagine 20 million students have participated over the past 30 years? Yes, this is P2. Yeah, correct. Hi, Faris Spiral. Yeah, P2. Okay, then you are wondering who is the organizer. Let me see this one. You can go open your Google and type https://www.hotmath.world/index.html. You will see International Hope Cup Mathematics Invitational. This is the website for this competition. Alright? Or you can scan the QR code there, join our group, and we will send you the link for this. Alright? So, as SMKT and SASMO, why should we join IHC? Any one of you have any idea why should we join Math Olympiad competition at this young age? Like P1 and P2? Anyone has any idea? Oh, you only know UNSW. Oh, I participate in UNSW as well. Okay. This one answer question? Yeah, I will answer. I remember last few days, our teacher sent out one question. I posted one question. Like Clarice and Amy, which one can get to point X and 6 point or something else? Later, I will talk about that question. So they can get into good secondary school. Good job. For example, the competition like UNMOS, NIMOS, SMOPS, and RIPMWC. Those are Math Olympiad competitions. So you need a foundation for it. When you should build a foundation, P1, P2 is the best time to build your foundation. Alright? So beside that, let's look at this one. This is one of the competitions that you can participate in next half semester because you already finished SASMO and SMKC, right? Next half semester, we should focus for P2 level. Sorry, for P1 level, you can focus on IHC as well as TASMO. Whereas for P2 level, you can focus on IHC, TASMO, and AMO. These three competitions, which we will prepare short-term course shortly, but today we might mainly focus on IHC. Besides that, you can also develop skills such as logical reasoning, creative thinking. I would say this is very important because you need to train your kids to know how to solve the question, to think about solving question independently, not relying on I don't know how to solve the question, I don't want to do it anymore. We don't want to build the kids to have this kind of thinking. You have to have positive, solve the question yourself and do everything yourself. Alright? Logical reasoning and creative thinking to solve the non-routine questions and school syllabus math. Then it's also exposure to taste-taking environment. This is the same reason why you let your kids to participate in SASMO or SMKC. It's a very good chance for exposure. Alright, so IHC, alright, International Hope Cup, the registration link I already highlighted. You can check this one, or you can scan our QR code, join our group, and ask from us. https://www.thinkacademy.sg/hopecup. The registration deadline is around 15 May 2023, this year, yeah? And it's 12 p.m. Okay? The exam date, listen very carefully. When is the exam? Exam date is 28th of May 2023. And for P1 to P2 level, your duration of the contest is 60 minutes, which is you start from 9:30 a.m., you end around 10:30 a.m. Whereas P3 to P6, the duration of the contest is 90 minutes. Okay, 9:30 a.m. to 11 a.m. And the registration fee is 30 Singapore dollar per person. Okay, 30 Singapore dollar per person. Alright. Okay, let's see the format of this contest. IHC is open to all P1 to P6 kids. Okay, also international school students. There's no limit. You are welcome to join. P1 and P2, you can take the paper Hope Cup 2. The paper you take is Hope Cup 2. It's around 60 minutes. There are 25 questions. Among these 25 questions, you have some MCQ, you have non-routine questions. Okay, and each question score 5 points. Kids, listen to this very carefully. Each question score 5 points. No points are deducted for unanswered questions or wrong answer. This is very different from SMKC. Yeah? For SMKC, you have 90 minutes, 24 questions, or MCQ, correct? But for Hope Cup for P1 and P2, Hope Cup 2, 60 minutes, 25 questions. Each question score 5 points. Okay, no points will be deducted for unanswered question or wrong answer. This is very important. No points will be deducted, okay, for unanswered question and wrong answer. Whereas P3, P4 will take Hope Cup 4 and P5, P6 will take Hope Cup 6. Both of Hope Cup 4 and Hope Cup 6 will take around 90 minutes. Again, there are also 25 questions as well. Each question score 5 marks. No points are going to be deducted for unanswered question or wrong answer. Okay, until here clear? Secondary, yes, P6, you are welcome to join. You can join P6. Okay. So, what we all know about the format, what about the awards? Okay, this is the very important thing. What about the awards? 5%, top 5% of the participants will get gold medal. It's not medal, gold winner certificates. We have a certificate. And top 10%, silver, 15%, bronze, 20% you'll get merit certificates. All the participants will get participant certificates. And all the certificates, we have one special QR code for you. The authenticity can be checked through the QR code or the certificate number. Is that clear? If it is clear, please type C. Is that clear? Okay. I'm going to the next slide. So we know about that. Alright, now it's time for us to look at some analysis and sample question. Award is country best or international? It's country best. It's country best. If you participate in Singapore, it's counted as Singapore. We just see overall and then the top 5%, 10%. Good question. Any other question? Let me check if you have any other question. No, then we should go on, yeah? Alright. Okay, so this slide, I believe most of you had come to my SASMO talk and then you know this slide, right? For lower primary, there are always the 5 modules. Always these 5 modules. Calculation, practical application, geometry or spatial awareness, counting, and combinatorics. Correct? So calculation. Are all the questions MCQ? No, there are some MCQ, there are some non-routine questions. But there's no specific amount, like it's not like SASMO. It's not like SASMO that tell you how many questions fixed for MCQ, how many questions for non-routine question. They will mix together. So let's continue this one. For lower primary, parents listen very carefully. Lower primary, Math Olympiad will always come out these 5 modules: calculation, geometry, spatial awareness, practical application, combinatorics, and counting. If you participate in SASMO or SMKC, you will find this very familiar. For example, calculation. There is addition and subtraction in tricks. What does it mean, addition and subtraction in tricks? Let's say the question like this: 22 plus 18 plus 54 plus 46. Are you able to count it immediately? What is the method that you call this? This method I like to find. Any idea? Let me see. Any idea to find it, to count it in within 1 second? Any idea? Okay. So this kind of question, what we will teach our kids is you can solve using the best friend pair. Is it easier to solve 7 plus 7 plus 7, or is it easier to solve 10 plus 10 plus 10? It's definitely those end with 0 is easier to solve, right? So we have to find the best friend to match 2 numbers merged together to become something end with 0. For example, 22 plus 18, what will you get? 40, right? 54 plus 16, look at the last digit. Look at the last digit. This is what we call best friend pairs. Then 54 plus 46 is 100. So immediately I know the answer is 140. This kind of question is what we call, you can do calculation in tricks, because there is some spatial ways or some quick way to solve it. Alright, let's erase this one. So what else? Calculation. Under calculation module, what else? Let's say multiplication and division. There shouldn't be any difficult question. Multiplication, like 9 times 8, immediately you know how much, right? This is the easiest one. You must at least know all the 9 multiplication of 9, yeah, all of them. What about number pattern and shape in equation? For number pattern, the question will be like this: 1, 1, 2, 3, 5. What is the next number? Do you see this? Do you find this familiar in SASMO? It always come out in SASMO, right? What is the next number? Any idea? One plus 1 equals to, okay, 1 plus 2 equals to 3. 2 plus 3 equals to 5. 3 plus 5 equals to 8. This is what we call Fibonacci sequence. So this I also categorize under calculation question. What else is this under calculation module? Shape in equation. Okay, easy. Shape in equation, there are 2 types. One of them is like a circle plus triangle equals to, let's say, 53. Then tell you circle plus triangle equals to 19. They ask you what is a circle, or they ask you what is a triangle. So to solve this kind of question, what is the easiest way? Any idea? The easiest way is to use tapao method, right? Same thing, you tapao together. Or you know that circle plus triangle equals to 19. So next time in the long equation, you find a similar thing, tapao again. Now you know circle plus triangle equals to 19. Circle plus 19 equals to 55. Now immediately you are able to find out circle, right? So this is just some method to solve this kind of question. Okay, what about the others module? Alright, practical application. Most common questions I already list out here. Age problem, right? Age problem is the most common question. Again, interval problem. Like say, I plant trees along a pathway and I want to plant at both ends. How many trees are there? This is what we call interval question. Or you climb some stairs from ground floor to second floor is you take how many minutes? And then from second floor to, let's say, fifth floor, how many minutes? This is interval question. Unitary model and comparison model, easy. You can use this model to solve any question when you see there is a sum or difference or multiples. Let me give you a trick. Okay, let me give you a tips. When there is a sum and difference, which model are you using? You are using comparison model. When you are using multiples, either together with sum or difference, you should use unitary model. What is the keyword when you see multiples? When you look at the keyword times, and how many times more than you, the keyword times, you know that immediately I must use unitary model. Understand this one? This shouldn't be that hard, right? If you take SASMO, I teach you before. Correct? Okay, then what else? Next one. What about worst case scenario? If you were my student, you will understand you have to imagine yourself as the blah blah person in this world. What is that blah blah? If you know that, you can type out in the comment. You must imagine yourself as the luckiest or unluckiest person. Okay, you must imagine yourself as the unluckiest person to do worst case scenario. There are certain key points here. For example, without looking, you have to choose what color of the balls, and without looking, or the keyword here is without looking. And you see that keyword, you know that immediately is worst case scenario. And then you also have chicken and rabbit question, queuing problem. Queuing problem is like in front of me, I have how many people, counting from the back to the front, how many people behind me, then asking in this line, how many people are there. This kind of question we call queuing problem, as well as time problem. Most of the questions that will come out under practical application are all this already categorized for you. Okay, then what else? Let's see the easiest one. Counting. Counting is the easiest. Calculation and counting is the easiest. You should score this, but you shouldn't make any careless mistake in this. Counting, let's say number splitting, is like enumeration. Have you heard that before? Oh, enumeration, yeah. For example, 9, it can split into 0 plus 9, 1 plus 8, 2 plus 7, so on and so forth. This is what we call number splitting. It's very useful when you do matchstick problem, kids. It's very useful. Okay, and then what else? Tree diagram. Tree diagram, let's say you are given 3 shirts, you are given 2 trousers. They ask you how many combinations can you come out with different shirts and different, let's say, trousers. You can wear. How many different combinations you can come up. This kind of question, you need to use tree diagram. Okay, what else? Counting cube and triangles. Wow, always there is a question like this. For example, they ask you, how many triangles are there in this figure? Have you seen this kind of question before, parents? If you do such a question before, this question is a common one, right? How many triangles are there in this figure? In here, how many triangles are there? So we have a fast method and slow method. Within 1 second, I cannot tell you the answer is 6. Is it fast enough? Yeah, so if you learn Math Olympiad, it's indirectly training how you think the solution in the real fast way. Okay, and odd and even numbers, the kids should understand what is odd number, what is even number, yeah? Then the next one we go to is geometry and spatial awareness. Okay, I would say this is kind of easy. You have to like 3D view, net of cubes, when the cube is open, right? Like this. So which face is opposite phases? This kind of question like this. What else? Land or area. Okay, they might giving you like something like this. And then they ask you which one is the longest. Which one is the longest? Or they ask you the area. They give you question like this, like half of the square, and then they ask you which one has the largest. Which one has the largest area? These are the common questions that will come up. Like you saw this kind of question in SMKC, right? Most SMKC like to test you more on geometry and spatial awareness. Same as IHC. Let me give you something. Okay, same as IHC. And the last one, combinatorics. What does it mean, combinatorics? It's mostly logical reasoning question. For example, like this, and then they give you 2 things, okay? And then they also give you, let's say triangle and then moon. They ask you which one is the heaviest, which one is the lightest. Okay, this one is logical reasoning. You need to think logically. Find out one by one. What else? Let's say matchstick problem, right? Matchstick problem. You given certain matchstick, and then let's say they tell you you are given 6 matchstick and you must use them all. How many 2-digit number can you form? Or what is the largest number can you form? What is the smallest number can you form? This kind of question will come out as well. And also dice problem. Have you looked at the dice problem before? Let's say they give you one dice which has different number of dots in each face, and then they ask you, after rolling, let's say the track is like this. After rolling to this place, what is the number of dots that facing downwards? This kind of question we call dice problem. And number puzzle is the funniest question. Is the most interesting question. Number puzzle is like this. Then they ask you what is the number in the middle. This is the most common question that come out recently. This is the most common question. Okay, we finished about what are those modules. Let's see. This is the analysis I do for P2 SASMO. Isn't it 5 modules? I label them with different colors. You can check and see. You can take a screenshot or anything, or you take picture. This is the analysis I do for P2 SASMO. There are also these 5 modules. What about SMKC? SMKC also same 5 module, but SMKC is not more toward Math Olympiad. Is more toward like what does it say? Geometry or spatial awareness. For SASMO, calculation and you can have a look. For SASMO, calculation, practical application are most common question. They take the highest percentage. But for SMKC, geometry and spatial awareness. This is same as our IHC. Okay, I have do a quick analysis of those 100 questions on IHC that we will prepare here. If you join IHC, you will get this. For P1 and P2, you will get this. 100 questions you must know for hope card. And we also prepare the 60 question practice set. Alright? Okay, then I also already do the analysis for that. So most of the question come out is figure pattern. Do you realize that? Is it same as SMKC? All those figure things. Okay? And then practical application. Oh, practical application. 27 question out 100. Then 2D geometry. For this one, geometry. Counting. See, fun math problem is we just now categorize this combinatorics. Combinatorics. Right? What? Combinatorics. Oh. Combinatorics. These two combinatorics. These two geometry, counting, practical application, number puzzle. It's again combinatorics, calculation intrigues. You see, always these 5 modules here and there. Never change. So lower primary, if you want to win some medals in Math Olympiad competition, you must master these 5 modules very well. Okay? Here comes to the questions that most of you don't know how to do. Are you ready? Here comes. I remember a few days ago, teacher sent out this question, right? And some of you answer is D, some of you answer is C. Let's see how to solve this kind of question. This is what we call Euler's theory. Let's read the question together. Below is a map of happy garden. Clarice enters the garden from point A. So here Clarice from point A. And then Amy enters the garden from point B at the same time. Amy enters from here. The exit is located at point C. Who can visit the whole garden without repeating the same road? Alright, Euler's theory. You cannot repeat the same road. This is like a one-stroke question. You can only draw the things in one stroke. Do you know what is the rule for that? Any idea what is the rule for that? So this one, right? Okay, kids, just now I forgot to mention. This, as this at IHC, is very similar but I personally think that it's a bit harder than SMKC because you didn't see this kind of question in SMKC, right? It's a bit harder. The kids must understand what is Arrow's theory before they are able to attend this question. Alright? So Arrow's theory, there are 2 rules. Okay, Arrow's theory, there are 2 rules. Before that, let me give you some knowledge prep. Okay? Are you able to draw one stroke? To draw this in one stroke? Which one is it? Which one is possible to draw in one stroke? Which one is possible to draw in one stroke? This one is possible. This one is also possible. Do you know why? Star, there is a very important key point called odd points, odd vertex. But I like to call odd point because it's easier to understand. Odd point is the dot, the point, when connected to only odd numbers of line. Okay, only odd numbers of line. When the dot is connected to 2, let's say even numbers of line, it's called even point. Okay, understand? Odd point is when the number of lines is odd number of lines connected to that point. Even point is when there are 2, 4, 6, 8 even number of lines connected to this point. Okay, so let's look at this one. Let's look at this one. How many odd points are there? This is an even point. We first label all the points out. Okay, and how many lines connected to those points? So this point is connected to 2 lines. This point is connected to 2 lines, 2 lines, 2 lines, 2 lines. And this point inside is connected to 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 lines. 4 lines. 4 lines. 4 lines. Do you have any odd points? No. So let's see if we are able to draw in one stroke. Yes, that means I am able to draw in one stroke when odd point equals to 0. When there is no odd point. What about this one? Here, there is it should be connected together, yeah? It should be connected together. So here it should be, what it should be? What should it be? Here should be, this point should be even point because it's connected to 2 lines. Even point. What about this? 1, 2, 3, 4. For even point as well. Even point. But don't forget about the starting point of this line, this stroke, Don't forget about the starting point. This considered as is connected to how many lines? 1 line. So this is the odd point. Circle the odd point. This is also the odd point. Circle the odd point. Are you able to draw this in one stroke? Let's see. Are you able to draw this in one stroke? Oh, yes. Yes, correct. I saw some correct answer. Yes. So you are able to draw it in one stroke when odd points equals to 2. That means to make it simple and easier to understand. Okay, to make it easier and simple and easier to understand. When odd point equals to 0 or 2, you are able to draw this diagram in one stroke. Okay, here we come to the second most important point. Just now, let's say odd point equals to 2. Okay, odd point equals to, let's come to odd point equals to 0. When odd point equals to 0, think of the star. If I want to draw a star, I start from this point, yeah? I start from this point. Like this, I start and end at the same point. What about the others? Let's say I start from this point. Again, we prove that we start when odd point equals to 0. Which point we start, which point we end. Okay, let's write down the summary. Odd points equals to 0. You start and end at the same point. Okay, start and end at the same point. Okay, what about when odd points equals to 2? When odd points equals to 2. Let's try this diagram. When odd point equals to 2, can I start from this point? If I start from this point, let's see. If I start from this point, are you able to draw in one stroke? No. What about I start from this point? What about I start from this point? Here. Are you able to draw in one stroke? Again, no. But just now, we say when odd point equals to 2, we can draw in one stroke, right? How? What if I start from the odd point? I start from odd point, okay? what did you see here? I start from the odd point, I end from another odd point. So when there are two odd points, this is my special trick for the kids, yeah. Odd in, odd out. Odd point in, another odd point out. So remember these two important points. Okay? Now let's look at this question. First of all, I label all the points. How many lines connected to this point? Let's see this one. 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 2, 1, 2, 3, 3, 1, 2, 3, 3. First, I already proved that there are two odd points. So are you able to draw in one stroke? Yes, you are able to draw in one stroke. Then, second, when odd points equals to 2, what is the correct password? Is it start and end at the same point or odd in, odd out? It should be odd in, odd out. So who is able to visit the whole garden without repeating? Definitely is A. So are you able to see that? Clarice entered from point A. The exit point is point C. So the answer should be Clarice. So if you answer correctly, oh yeah, the answer is Clarice. Correct. This is what we call Earle's theory, okay? Draw in one stroke. This is what it will come out in IHC. So is it more difficult than SMKC? Is that correct? Do you agree what I say? It's a bit difficult than SMKC. Alright? What about this question now? This is a number puzzle question. Put 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 in the bubbles below so that the sum of one square. Where is the sum of one square? This is the sum of one square. Sum of one square, bracket 4 bubbles. One square consists of 4 bubbles. Equals to 21. The middle bubble should be, they are asking for this middle bubble, okay? So first of all, let's observe how many numbers are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 numbers. How many bubbles are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That means each number should be placed at each bubble, correct? Each number should place on one bubble, right? One number should place on one number. So never mind. Let's do a quick math now. So when you see this kind of question, okay, the first that you do is you find out what is the sum of all these numbers. 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 6 plus 7 plus 8. Okay, so this kind of question, again, you see you can match, right? Best friend pairs, correct? So this one equals to 10, 10, 10. That means the final answer of this calculation is this equation is 35. I know that the sum of these 7 numbers is 35. Okay, if I put alphabet inside the bubble, you can see it immediately. I name the bubble. The second sentence, D, E, F, G. Okay, the second sentence, the sentence tell you, so the sum of one square equals to 21. Write down the equation of one square. The equation of one square, okay, A plus B plus C plus D equals to 21, correct? Then the equation for second square, D plus E plus F plus G also equals to 21. Now, when you add them together, okay, what did you find? A, B, C, D, E, F, G, all of them using one time except one alphabet. What is it? D has been calculated 2 times, right? So A plus B plus C plus D plus E plus F plus G, and then you have one additional D equals to 21 plus 21 equals to 42. Now, we don't know which alphabet represent which number, never mind. But I know there are 7 numbers which represent these 7 alphabet. So I know that A plus all the way to G equals to 35. 35 plus D equals to 42. That means D equals to 42 minus 38, which is 7. Now immediately I know the answer is 7. All good? Can I understand this question? Super easy, right? But this is definitely harder than SMKC. As I say, definitely harder than SMKC. Okay? Let's see, what about this question? Still have few more questions to go. What about this question? Fill this 4 times 4 square using the numbers from 1 to 16 so that the sum of each diagonal lines, rows, and or columns are the same. Okay. This is 4 times 4 squared. They say each, now label the key point here. Each diagonal lines, rows, and columns are the same. The sum. Okay, now to solve this kind of question, you start using the one with most information. First of all, I already know that this diagonal has 4 numbers, right? Let's find out what is the sum of one diagonal. 8 plus 5 plus 9 plus 12. Again, this equals to 20. This equals to 40, equals to 34. Now I know that the sum of each diagonal lines or row should be 34. Now, as long as it's like Sudoku, as long as you find out one, the next one you are able to find out as well. So what is how to do this kind of question here? You are able to find this one, right? Solve the line or columns or diagonal lines with the most information. 4 column, you already know 3 of them. That means you must know this one. 34 minus all these 3 equals to this one. And then with this done, you also know what is this. Okay, let's do it together. Let's do it together. I know that the sum equals to 34, right? Oh, okay. So this column should be 34 minus 4 minus 5 minus 11. Okay, this to P2 kids is a bit hard because they would minus this one by one. It is correct, but how to solve it in an easier way? Cancel the matching tail, kids. 34 minus 4, immediately you know 30, right? Minus 5 minus 11, 2 ways to solve it in the fast way. Either you imagine yourself like throw the rubbish one time by one time. You do it slowly. 30 minus 5 equals to 25. 25 minus 11 equals to 14. Or you can pack everything together and throw it together. Like say, and this step I can do like this. 30 minus 5 plus 11. Okay? This one is I throw the rubbish one by one times. One by one time. This one is I combine all the rubbish together and throw it one times. That's why I put a plus in the middle. Okay? 30 minus 16. Immediately I know it's 14. So here I know that the answer is 14. So let's do the next one. Is it okay? This one is like Sudoku. Yes, this one is like, you need to find out where is the key point to start to solve. Right? This one is like Sudoku. This one is P4 level. No, this is a P2 level question, kids. Parents, this is a P2 question. Okay, so now let's solve this one. This one, you're also given 3 information already. How? 34 minus 16 minus 9 minus 7. 9 plus 7 is also 16, right? 16 minus 16. Remember, instead I throw it one by one, I can combine together and throw it one times only. So equals to 34 minus 32. Now I know that this one is 2. Right? Fast enough? You learn I passed many Kung Fu to you today, right? Okay, then let's do the next one. I know, okay, so this, you have 3 information, this line, you can solve this one. 3 information, you can solve this one. So let's do it one by one. 34 minus 16 minus 3 minus 5, which is 34 minus 16 plus 3 plus 5 equals to 8. 24, right? Immediately I know this is 10. What about this one? 34 minus 14 minus 7 minus 12. This one, cancel the matching tails. Alright, 7 minus 12. 20 minus 7 plus 12. 3 one by one all combined together and throw away. So I know that is 20 minus 19 equals to 1. Okay, now, okay, it's very messy. Yeah? Sorry, I'm gonna erase it. 1. Okay, erase all this, very mess. Now, one by one, then you will be able to find out all the number inside. Okay? All the number inside. Okay, one by one. Now, you can solve this one. After you solve this one, you can solve this one. And then at last, you can solve this one. Is it easy to solve? The most important is you find the one which has the most information. That is the key point. Okay? Let's don't waste time on this. Let's do the next question. What about this question? Teacher Apple brings $60. She can use this money to buy exactly 1 football and 2 volleyballs. If she buys 2 footballs, the cashier will return her $16. 1 volleyball is blah blah dollar. Right. So this question, some people feel very hard, right? Because you read in word. But what if I tell you, okay, what if I tell you, you can change all these words into shape? For P2 kids, I teach them, you change all these words into shape is easier. Let's say, teacher April brings $60, okay? She can use this money to buy exactly one football. Let's say I use triangle to represent football and two volleyball, star to represent volleyballs. So the equation now will become one football plus two volleyballs equals to exactly $60, right? Then, if she buys two footballs, that means how many triangle are there? Two football. The cashier will return her $16. So there must be 60 minus 16, which is 44. I know that two triangles plus each other equals to 44. Do you know what is one triangle now? Triangle equals to 44 divided by 2, which is 22. Okay, now I know this one is 22. Do you know what is a star? The question for star should be 60 minus 22 divided by 2. So 60 minus 22 equals to what? 30. 38 divided by 2 is 19. So is it easier if you change all the words into shape? This is what we can solve it in the shape in the equation. Alright? Is it easier? So much easier, right? Okay, then let's go to the next question. This one. There are 6 chocolate flavor sweets and 6 strawberry flavor sweets in the bucket. They are of the same size and shape. Every time Jade will take out one sweet, how many times will Jade need to take out so that she can guarantee that there are two different flavors of sweets? When you face this kind of question, when I read it, immediately you should be able to know that this is the worst case scenario. You need to imagine yourself as the unluckiest person in this world. Sorry, worst case scenario. Right. You need to imagine yourself as the unluckiest person in this world. So unluckiest person, can they take out one chocolate and then immediately another strawberry? No, right? The unluckiest person will take out all 6 same kind of same flavor, and then only then they pick out the another flavor. So this question, the equation should be 6 plus 1 equals to 7. This is a practical application question. Easy, but you need to know. If you don't know the scenario, if you don't know the practical application, you cannot solve it. What about this one? Someone cannot answer this question. Let's look at this question. When Sherlyn divided a whole number by 6, she accidentally flipped over the whole number. What does it mean? For example, 35 flipped over, become 53. And then she got the quotient of 4. The correct quotient should be, alright, so after the wrong quotient is 4. What is quotient? Quotient is this. Divided by something. The one on top, this is what we call quotient. If you have remainder is, let's say AB divided and then you still left, let's say 36, you still left 4. This is what we call remainder. Okay? This is what we call remainder. Understand? This part is called quotient. This is remainder. Alright, let's do it together. When Sherlyn divided a whole number by 6, she accidentally flipped, let's say I use a triangle to represent. Divided this whole number by 6, she accidentally flipped over the whole number. Never mind, okay? Divided this whole number, this triangle by 6, you will get quotient of 4. That means this triangle is 24. Alright, this 24 is after she accidentally flipped over. So what is the correct number she should divide? You flip it back. So flip it back, it should be 42. Now they are asking the correct quotient. So again, you divide it by 6. Now what do you get? You get 7. So correct quotient should be 7. Primary. This is the question for primary IHC. Very challenging and interesting question. Okay. So today, I go through some questions. This is Euler's theory. How you draw in one stroke. I tell you the 2 points. Later, I will give a quick summary again. Okay, what else I solve with you? This is what we call number puzzle question. Okay, number puzzle. Number puzzle question. Then this one is, I'm saying this is 4 times 4 square. In Chinese, we call this. What about this one? This is a typical shape inequation. It's not only common in IHC, it's also common in SASMO. Alright? You should have known this because you already participate in SASMO. If you didn't participate in SASMO, never mind. You can have a try here. IHC give you a lot of different kind of question. Whereas this one is a practical application question. Okay? This is a typical practical application question in which in specific is worst case scenario. Alright? What else? This is a pure calculation, word problem. You need to understand what is quotient, what is remainder, and then you need to understand what the question is asking for to flip over the whole number. Okay? This is word problem. Alright. And then, okay. So, all until here. We need to understand how to prepare for this IHC. The exam is coming soon, 28th of May. It's real soon, 28th of May. Okay? How do we prepare? So, Think Academy, we come out with a plan, short-term course. Okay? So, we already come out, we prepared 100 questions for this at our DMD. DMD, 100 questions. We will explain like this via live, few like hardest question from this DMD. We will pick a few hardest question and discuss it during our TikTok live. And then the next explanation should be on 12th of May. Is it? Yeah, 12th of May. So when is our short-term course? Short-term course for P1 teacher, Teacher Apple will conduct the short-term course. Whereas for P2, I will be the one conduct the short-term course, alright? It will be 8th of May, 15th of May, 22nd of May. But we have two different slots. We can choose either 3 to 4:30 or 5:30 to, what is it? 5:30 to 7 p.m. Okay? See, we arrange everything according to the module. Can you see this one? We arrange everything according to module. What is our first lesson? Calculation, counting, combinatorics. Second lesson, geometry and spatial awareness. This is quite important. Whereas the lesson 3 is practical application. Okay? And this is very important things. Our short-term course, okay, just now the registration fee is $30, right? You can choose either join the exam only, for $30, or you pay $30 for our exam preparation, and we will let you join the exam for free. We waive your exam as long as you join our short-term course. It's both of them, you only pay $30, yeah? Only $30. Alright, so for those who join our short-term course, you will be given this one mock test. Okay, let me write out. For those who only join exam, you will be given our book, which consists of 20 days of DMD. It's around 100 questions. Okay, here is 20 days of DMD. Okay, day 1 to DMD. Right, let me write down for me. 100 questions. Inside the books, there are 100 questions, and which is DMD from day 1 to day 20. And what you can have is, if you register for exam only, and what you can have is 60 question practice sets. 60 question practice set. Okay, you can come to our Novena to collect these all materials as long as you join this competition. Okay, and what if you join our short-term course? For those who join our short-term course, on top of this book and practice sets, okay, practice set, book plus practice set, you still get our 3 days handouts. You are entitled for these 3 days handout plus mock test. Okay, mock test. Okay, alright. So then 28th of May, you are ready, good to go. You're ready for the exam. Again, let me mention this again. For Hope Cup 2, 60 minutes, 25 questions. For Hope Cup 4 and 6, 90 minutes, also 25 questions. We don't have a short-term course for Hope Cup 4 and 6 at this moment, but we only have Hope Cup 2. You still are able to get 60 questions practice set from us. You can just join the group chat and let us know. We will still prepare for you. Okay, here is the QR code. You can have scan it. I'll give you few minutes to scan it. Okay. Then I need to give you a quick summary for what we learned today. The most important thing is what we learned today. Today we learned how to draw something in one stroke, right? Any question, you just scan and then ask us in the group chat, okay? Alright, let me see. Let me see what we learned today. Okay, so we go through exam registration detail, registration deadline, and then I tell you what is IHC, and then I go through this one with you. Drawing in one stroke. To draw a diagram in one stroke, 2 key points. You are only able to draw in one stroke when odd point equals to 0 or 2. When odd point equals to 0, when there is no odd points, all of them are even points. Okay, start and end at the same point. When odd point equals to 2, remember the magic spell. Odd in, odd point in, odd point out. Okay, this point can. And then this number puzzle. When you see this kind of question, first thing you do is immediately you add up everything together. Yeah, you add up everything together. And then you come up and then you try to label everything. You know that there's one spatial bubble which has been added twice, which is bubble D. Okay, bubble D. You know that all the other bubbles has only been added up one time. All the numbers has been used one time, except bubble B using 2 times. So the extra D, immediately I know that the sum here plus D equals to 42. D, you can find out equals to 7. Alright, and then what else? This question. Okay, this question is not difficult. The key point is you must know where to start. You see where I start? They tell you the sum of each diagonal line's rows or columns are the same. I start from the diagonal line because I have the most information here. I know that when I add up together, the sum will always be the same. What is the sum here? Is 34. Okay? Then, one by one, you are able to solve the 4 times 4 square immediately. Alright, this is not difficult. This one is as well not difficult. You change all the words into shapes. Okay, for P1 and P2K, and what I might advise is you change all the words into shape. Then, sometimes you can use Tapao method to solve this one. Sometimes you just have to divide it. Use a simple equation. It's so much clearer if you change all this into shape. Okay, and this is the practical application, worst case scenario. Previously, when I prepare kids for SASMO, I also teach queuing problem. I also teach interval question and a lot of questions. Right? And this one is a word problem. The kids must also understand what the question is asking for. Alright, so again, this is our short-term course. You can scan and join our group. You have any question? Let me see. Do you have any question? This is a primary question and when they are on the street. Right, that's it for today. If you have any question, just WhatsApp us, alright? Or you leave your message down there. We will find you. Bye-bye. Thank you.